Okay, welcome to another episode of Behind the Line 50 Plus. And for this mystery episode, it's going to be a little hard to talk about a line that we're not exactly naming how to ski it. So instead, I kind of wanted to talk about finding lines for yourself using modern digital mapping. So we're going to leave the Tetons because the Tetons are very well explored. Yeah, they're pretty much, say, just about every major line has ever been skied there. So let's leave the Tetons and let's go to a range that I have never skied before, which is the Winds right here. So we're going to go into this episode of the tips and tricks I use to find terrain quickly. So let's get into it, into the Wind River range. So first thing, give a kind of overview, size of this range, where it's at, kind of look at some of the roads around it. So we've got this Highway 26, we've got Highway 352. Looks like we got some access points in from kind of the west. We've got some access points maybe through this north section, but pretty long. Some dirt roads, those could be funky, and yeah, pretty lowlands out there, probably not much skiing, and not much dirt roads going up onto this east side. So maybe something over here, but anyways, quick lay of the land. First thing I'm going to do too is let's check government land, private land, see what kind of access we got. So Fitzpatrick Wilderness, Bridger Wilderness, so no motorized access. That's good to know. The other thing to know is we got private land. Are we landlocked by any private landowners? State of Wyoming. Not too much. No, looks actually pretty good. Looks like we don't have any landlock issues to get into the winds themselves. So now let's start hunting for lines themselves. So first thing I'm going to do, again, zoom in a little bit. This range itself, I'm noticing it's got a very nice kind of continental divide. There's a crest going north to south, and then there's these valleys shooting off east to west. So right there, I'm going to start thinking, all right, there's going to be potential for north-facing lines. So what I'm going to do is turn it, map, face south, start on this north side, and start kind of scrolling down. Let's start just kind of looking for lines. Ooh, Mile Long Lake. Something there. You definitely want to turn it south because we want to be skiing north. Maybe something there near Spider Peak and No Man's Pass. Not a ton of stuff. I see 2 couloirs. We're on the east side of this crest, so we know that there's going to be a little bit less snow than the west. Though on the west, you're going to have a little bit more wind effect, a little rockier. You're going to have a little bit more wind transport here, a little bit less snow kind of down here, just on average. So I want to make sure that we're kind of checking out, ooh, what is that? Ooh, that thing looks cool. That's a big couloir above Slide Lake, Lost Eagle Peak. Let's check the vert on that. Let's see, 9,600 to 11,600, so 2,000 vert. Now we kind of understand what sort of vert we're working with. So, probably about 1,000-foot couloir, 2,000 feet in total. Slide Lake looks like a pretty quick access, sort of. Anyways, anything else in that zone? Not too much, but in general, kind of cool. Ooh, this looks a little more promising. Yeah, kind of a few more lines that interest me. Let's go back onto the east side of this crest, see if we're going. So yeah, just kind of traveling down the, whoa, what was that? Well, that looks cool. There's a lot of slots right in there. Those look fun. Up Tourist Creek. I want to be a tourist in there. And then Lad Peak. I don't know if you can hear it. We got criminals going by. Sirens. Split Mountain, 13,000 feet. It's pretty high. Twins Glacier. Ooh, there's glaciers up here. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Stuff looks a little high. Ooh, there's some kind of cool stuff. Short, though. Green River Peak Lake. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm mainly looking at. Let's go figure some stuff out. I kind of liked this wall right here. Wow, we got serious sirens going on. But I like this couloir. That thing looks cool. And I think there's other stuff in here. So I'm going to start planning a trip up Pixley Creek. So let's see where our known access point is. Looks like there's a trail right here. What's this trail called? Highline Trail. It's at 8,000 feet. 44 miles in length is the total length of that thing. Wow. Trailhead. Looks like National Forest right here. So let's build a route to our hopeful spot. So I'm going to drop a waypoint to where we want to go. Let's go winds, couloir. Okay, save that and let's build a route. So going to my route building tools and let's keep it on snap too, because we do have a trail here. So it's just going to magically snap to the trail that's in the map. Makes everything super easy. Get a very accurate look. The only thing is now we're going to go off trail up Pixley Creek. So now let's go to point draw, do as best as we can to kind of point draw ourselves. So to the base of it, we've got 10 miles, 2,000 vert. It's a long day. And then if we wanted to get to the top of it, there we're looking at 10 miles and 4,000 gain. So it's a big single day, 20 miles, 4,000 vert. Might want to start thinking about doing an overnight and thinking about figuring out a camp. I'm going to say winds couloir route. I'm going to want to save this. One of the cool things now with Onyx 2 is there's collaborative folders. So that track, if my buddy has it, we can just collaborate on a folder. He can drop in, do his own research, drop a bunch of waypoints, find couloirs, and we can kind of share this all together. So eventually we put this, put all our stuff together, we all have it all downloaded. It's all separate phones all together. So someone loses a phone in the backcountry, we still all have the exact same information. Also too, we can kind of research separately. So yeah, that's kind of the long and short of it. I mean, in the span of 9 minutes, found maybe a potential adventure in the winds. I'm going to start using tools as we get into the season, avalanche forecasts, see if there's any sort of avalanche forecasting service. Let's check slope angle. Pretty much know the aspect is to be north because of the way we came into it, but yeah, very north aspects. Nothing else to really say from this point, but that's kind of my tips and tricks to find lines. I mean, I can spend so much time in these digital maps just looking for lines. And it's so cool because as much as research as you do here, it's always so cool when you get out there and see it for yourself. That's definitely the most important part. So, yeah, the 3D imagery is amazing. It's gotten so good on Onyx. If you're watching this video, you probably already know that. You probably already know that there's offline 3D imagery as well now. So they just keep getting the best features of all the other maps and putting it into one app. It is becoming, to me, the king mapping app. So Onyx, you're doing a good job. Go out there, use it, explore, have fun. Thanks for watching.